Once upon a time, across the big ocean, there was a land known as America. It was home to 13 colonies, bustling with people who loved their land but were ruled by the distant King George in Britain. The colonists were happy to live their lives and work hard, but they were unhappy about something called taxes. The king wanted more money from them and would send letters demanding they pay taxes for things like tea, paper, and even playing cards. People started to feel that this wasn't fair. They believed that since they didn't have any representatives to speak for them in Britain's government, these decisions weren't right. They began to chant, "No taxation without representation." This means they didn't think it was fair to pay taxes when they had no say in the rules. One snowy night in Boston, which was one of the colonies, things got a bit wild. A group of colonists, dressed as Native Americans, decided to sneak onto a ship. This ship was filled with tea. As the moonlight shone on the harbor, they tossed all the tea into the water. This was the famous Boston Tea Party. King George was not happy with this tea party. He decided to send soldiers to America to make sure the colonists followed his rules. But this only made the colonists more determined. They began to think about fighting for what they believed was fair. A man named George Washington became the leader of the colonists' army. They called themselves Patriots. There were many battles, and it was tough because King George had more soldiers. However, the Patriots had something special: the spirit of independence and determination. Finally, on a bright July day, the colonies decided to let everyone know they wanted to be free. They wrote a special letter called the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. It said they were no longer under King George's rule and wanted to be their own country. The struggles were not over just yet. It took more years of fighting and courage, but at last, the dream of independence came true. America became its own nation, free and proud. People celebrated their hard-won freedom, knowing that their unity and bravery had carried them through the storm. This is why, every year on July 4th, fireworks burst in the sky as a reminder of America's journey and its spirit to stand up for what's right. And that's how the United States of America was born, a place where everyone had a say in how their home would grow.